Welcome back to the show. Well, we were just talking about, keeping kids engaged. Well, my next guest keeps young people engaged, and they make an incredible impact. I love this organization. It's amazing. We're so fortunate to have something like this here in Ottawa. I'm talking about JA Ottawa, which is delivered by the Ottawa Network for Education, and I'm joined by its director, Albert Wong. Albert, welcome back.
Thanks.
Great to have you here. So let's talk about JA Ottawa. What is it exactly?
Well, Junior Achievement is actually the world's largest nonprofit that teaches young people about business, financial literacy, and work readiness. It's over 100 years old, and it's located in 120 countries. But in Ottawa, it's delivered by Ottawa Network for Education.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what impact do you think it has on youth? Because, I mean, that's not something we often see, in schools. Parents aren't teaching their kids about, finances and economics and business. And tell me a little bit about the impact.
Exactly, Derek. A lot of students they don't have the financial education, right? Because while it's in the school curriculum, it's not always the easiest thing for teachers to deliver. But guess what? We have hundreds of volunteers in the financial sector that are happy to come in to help teachers teach about budgeting, financial management, cash management. And the impact itself is all of the guests we're talking about are business owners today, right?
Right, yeah.
So JA is helping plant the seeds for entrepreneurs to create their own economic impact and create jobs in the future.
So you are in school, so tell me about, how many schools and how many kids that you help in this program.
Yeah, since the pandemic, we moved a lot of our programs to virtual.
Right.
And now we're bringing it back into classrooms. So we have a mix of programs, virtual and in person, and we reach all 4 school boards. So
Okay.
the French and English, Catholic, and public boards. In total, with volunteers and program reach, we've reached over 11,000 students in Ottawa this year.
Wow.
And
impressive.
close to 100 schools.
Okay.
And this year, the student-run businesses, we had 35 student-run businesses.
Yeah, so tell me about that process of obviously you're there to, help them maneuver around all these things when it comes to business. So then they create their own business through this program?
Absolutely. So the JA Company program, which is the flagship for the JA Company programs, is the students create a working business within 15 to 16 weeks.
Okay.
From scratch. So the students will come up with a problem to solve, and they say, okay, what kind of product can we create to help alleviate the problem and make some money at the same time? So I brought in 3 actual student products from this year.
Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. What do you want to start with here?
So I'll start with the theme being this year being mental wellness, because as you know, through the pandemic, we've all had challenges with the stress levels.
Of course.
And the students all created a product that helped alleviate some of the stress.
Okay. I'm just going to hold this up while you chat about it here.
This first one was called Done, and it's a daily planner that students created where it actually has your daily schedules, your priorities, even what your water intake was today, and how much hours of sleep you got.
That is a great idea.
And it was targeted towards high school and university students to help get through the day.
Yeah, and I like that it's like, because just talking to Natalie earlier, right, and putting, having the paper calendar and writing it down, because when you write it down, it sticks, right? I mean, I know there are apps that do all of these things, but I think it's important for people to keep in mind that when you write something down, it really stays with you. Right.
It's very satisfying to cross something off, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right, let's talk about the next one here. This is the Stress Less Log. Tell me about it.
Yeah, these students are from Colonel By High School.
Okay.
And they wanted to create something that made life a little bit easier for their fellow students. So inside, they've created activities, planners, they've got some word hunt games, positive messages and inspiration, and they even have QR codes which they created actual videos and tips on mental wellness that you can go into. And they're just selling them, here's how to create a self-sustaining terrarium. So
that's amazing.
Lots of cool things.
Yeah, no kidding.
And they're selling for $5 only.
All right, next up. What is this? This is really intriguing. Okay, tell me about this.
All right, well, first of all, you can tell the name is Tokyo. This is actually called Pocket Pet.
Okay.
So it's a 3D printed. Do you remember the Cabbage Patch doll craze?
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So everybody had their own dolls. Well, this is a way that you can have a pet with you no matter where. It doesn't matter if it's hypoallergenic or not. So they created cats, and they painted them all in different types of colors.
Okay.
And they created like little hats and scarves for them, and they have a birth certificate, and it's just a really fun sort of thing for kids and parents.
So cool. And what has the sense of accomplishment been like for these kids, Albert?
Well, it depends by each student.
Right,
But you
of
can
course.
you can see the growth from week 1 when the students are kind of really nervous talking to the other students or they don't know them well. But over time, as you're working week by week, you get to know your mentors, which are the secret sauce of the program. It's business owners and people from the community that help students learn about the marketing aspect, the human resources, the production, the finances. So students are actually learning hard skills and they're learning the soft skills like leadership, communication, how to work through problems, teamwork. And so at the end, sometimes you don't recognize the students at the end. They're actually selling these products in the mall.
I can just imagine like a parent or a student watching right now thinking to themselves, how do I get this in my school if I don't have it? How do they go about that?
Reach out to Junior Achievement Ottawa or Ottawa Network for Education, jaottawa.ca. Reach out to us and we'll see if we can get a program going in the school itself.
What about supporting the program in general? Organizations, businesses, individuals, how can they help support you?
As a charity, thank you for asking. As a charity, the Ottawa Network for Education needs to raise funds to help support our programs like the school breakfast program, like Junior Achievement Ottawa. So sponsors, funders, donors can all support and invest in the future of Ottawa's workforce and future entrepreneurs, innovators, just by making a donation.
Looking for volunteer mentors as well?
Always looking for good volunteers and mentors. People that want to share some of their experience from their career paths are always welcome.
Albert, really appreciate the time today. Thanks so much for joining us. And I know you have some students that are in our green room right now. So to them, thanks for coming along as well. Really appreciate. Glad you had a little tour of the studio and got to see some of your products here live on television. We'll be back with more Daytime right after this.